What up, everybody? Welcome back. Today is a new day. I didn't even realize that I was missing pieces. That goes to show you how much I don't know. I had no idea I didn't have a hub or the quick release and the hub, because this is the podium hub, because obviously I'm going to be using a Momo wheel. So if I'm using this, that means I have to have this, because the wheel bolts to this, and then this, I guess, goes into the adapter. So, yeah, didn't know. Oh, and they also sent me this. So sick. This stuff is like serious. It's actual carbon fiber milled, like, geez, crazy. Super, super impressive. So today is the day. My material showed up. These last couple pieces showed up. Some caster shows up. So I'd like to get the base structure of it built. Now, kind of my plan with this is that I'm going to do the layout, figure out where everything kind of goes, still trying to figure which direction I want to put the computer, and I'm going to try to make the base kind of as small and streamlined as possible so that it doesn't take up that much room. And then from that's when I would start like mounting the pedals, mounting the seat, build an upright for the steering column. So that's kind of my plan. So right now, gonna get to work. First thing I'm gonna do, oh, and I also got sliders. I figured that would be good. I was gonna make it fixed, but you know, everyone's gonna play it. My dad's gonna play it. Short little Adrian over there, he's gonna play it. So let's get started. Going to bolt the seat rails to the seat, sliders to that, do a little bit of a layout, pull some tubing from our material rack over there, and get going. So not exactly knowing how the whole thing is going to be laid out, I'm going to put the seat on its actual highest setting. I think that'll give me a better offset or just more options downward. Ooh. All right, Alec was smart enough to get a moving blanket. Thank you, Alec. Just so everyone in case anybody doesn't know, this is Alec. He's pretty much my main guy. We are, both of us together, get both these cars ready, but to be fair, it's mostly him doing the work and I just play on my computer all day. Annoyingly, on the phone or on the computer all day. He just finished getting this thing done, ready for Winter Jam, so that's why we figure it's a perfect time to start tackling this. So what we're going to do, got the side mounts bolted on, gonna bolt the sliders on there. Had to get non-flange nut hardware, you see, so it slides in here. So kind of a bit of annoyingness, so gonna go ahead and fight that, get the sliders on there, and then get going. All right, what Alec and I are doing right now, the seat is mounted with the slider. Now we are trying to figure out what type of mount we want to do for the monitor, because this is like the stock stuff that comes with the MSI monitor that is meant to sit on a bench, right, or on your desk. But since we're going to be building tube up to it to hold the monitor, we don't necessarily want to use this whole thing, but then it's cool because it's a swivel mount, it's tilt, it goes up and down. This is a lower swivel, so I kind of want to use those components, so we're kind of just putting it together to see if we can use these components and how it all works, and then figuring out if we're going to make a plate for this or what. So gonna get it together and see what it looks like. All right. So it does do that. We're confused because it's like spring loaded, but it kept flopping back. But with the weight of the monitor on there, wow, fancy. All right, I think we got to figure out a way to use that whole neck part, this part here. Just makes it nice. Okay, got to think. Okay, monitor mounting strategy figured out. What I'm gonna do now is measure here the race car so that the pedals are the exact distance from the seat as the race car. And then I might even try to get the height exactly the same too. So that's pretty cool. Let me get these pads out of here. Yes, I'm gonna measure probably to the brake pedal, to the center of the seat right here. And then I'll also measure like the height of the seat to the floor. And then that'll give me the height to the pedals too, so that I can kind of try to get them exactly the same. Yeah, see, so Alec and I are trying to figure, but it's funny if you think about it, because now we got the seat set exactly how it is in the vet, like the recline. I got the measurements too, like from the seat to the pedals, and the height of the pedal from the floor to this. But basically, like, that's a vet. Flat floor, right? Seats mounted to brackets, mounted to the floor, pedals mounted right to the floor. No joke, right to the floor. So, I mean, it kind of seems like when we build the frame, we have to build it, right? It's going to be elevated, and then the pedals might have to be like sunken into the floor and like this, you know? Like slightly lower than the frame, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. If we want to make it exactly like that.
Exactly, because this is, it's how it is. It's just a pedal angle, right? That's why I see in a lot of Sims, people will angle, they'll put this on a platform. I wonder how come they do that? How come they have it so angled like that?
I think it comes down to, I bet you that a lot of the sim rigs that you would purchase
have the platform.
They're already at a tilt.
Yep. So we should probably get some blocks of wood and block this up to the location, and then keep it all flat on the floor and see what the measurement looks like.
That is.
Look at this guy.
As close as we can get the Fanatec pedals to match your tilting pedals in the car.
And you think it even needs this height thing?
Mainly also because the car, I mean, we're running the slider.
Yeah, the sliders, exactly.
So like the base of the clutch and brake pedal is the same as the base and of the clutch.
Got it.
And brake on that height-wise.
Yeah, we might have to adjust it I think, are these pedals? Yeah, you can even move the pedals up and down, I think. Oh, okay. Sick. All right, let me hop in here and see how this feels. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It looks so close, right?
It feels.
But it feels good.
It feels good.
Oh, and the handbrake too? Did you measure out for the handbrake too?
Not the height, that's just sort of where it is.
You're right.
Be a little bit lower where the grip is.
Right. Ooh. All right. All right. At this point now, I think we need to start figuring out, where are we going to put that? Where are we going to put the computer? We know the monitor needs to be here-ish, right? We know the steering column and all that needs to be here. But realistically, to build the base, we got to figure out where that is going to go. We cut the first pieces of tube. Exciting. It's taken a lot of time just thinking and planning and doing this. And really, we haven't really done anything except for mount the seat base and put some things together. But tubing is cut. The plan is that we're going to use this 095 wall box tube as the base. It's going to be a rectangle base that goes along here. The seat will sit directly on top of the box tube. There'll be 6 casters, one in the back, one part way, and then one in the front. And then there'll be some box tube spreaders to mount all these things. And then when we get to that, we'll figure out how to mount those. But what we're going to do right now is 45 all the corners and build this base and hopefully get it welded up. So we got our 45er right here. Look at that. Now you got to start using the mask, bro. No, God. Oh, nope. Flip it around. There. Well, one more flip. Go.
Flip.
He's new to fabricating. It's okay. It's been a while since I fabricated too. I'm a little rusty, that's for sure. Okay. What we have done is put it flat on our fixture table. Got our 90 degrees worked out because we used bolts on this. And I'm going to go ahead and start welding it. But I'm going to be honest. It's probably been, how long? Months since I've welded. Months. No, I must have welded something not too long ago. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably rusty.
Narrow.
Maybe. Ah. See? Forgot to turn the gas off. Ah. There we go. Unclamp this thing and it's definitely going to be flat. Heck yeah. What we got going on right now is mounting the seat. We got the sliders all figured out. Had to open up a couple of things, drilled these holes in this, and then right now I have my nuts soaking in OSFO so that it'll remove all the zinc from it. Yes, I know this is not centered. It needed to be slightly skewed to the inside to fit lining up with the seat. So what that means is that we just made this a little bit too wide. Oh well. Luckily, just by skewing that a little bit, it'll be centered up, especially after we opened up the slider just a little bit. So as soon as these are done unzinking, I'll get it welded up. It is time to mount the pedals. So what we just did was cut 2 pieces of box tube. One is going to go right in here. The other is going to go right in here underneath where this wood is. There's 4 bolt holes on these pedals right underneath these rubber pads, and then we are going to weld a tube with a nut welded onto it so the pedal will bolt into these 4 standoffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be super solid, and I think this is a pretty easy way of doing it instead of building a whole tray. Should be cake and should be very, very sturdy. So this is what I was talking about. I got some 8mm flange nuts. I think this is like a 3/4, just under 3/4 tube. Drop it on. I'm gonna fuse it, and then this will go attaching to that, angle cut up to the bottom of the pedals so the pedals will bolt right into it. Easy way to do it. Clean, simple, leaves for a lot of open space. Don't have to use a bunch of sheet metal. So now that I have this tube done, got my nut, 8mm bolt, gonna put it in the pedal here. Attach this. And then that will set my height. And I just gotta angle cut the bottom so that it lands flat on the tube. And then Alex over there making the rear tube. The little tubes that we just made are mounted on the box tube. It's just sitting up there, but I wanna hop in this, hop in that, and see what the difference feels like. So I'm gonna try to do that without
messing this up on the table.
Without falling off. Yeah, here, hold that, let's see.
Hell yeah.
Let's hope I don't flip backwards right now. I think it's mostly on enough, right?
You're clamped on in all the other corners too.
I'm like nervous to sit back in the seat right now. Just hold the whole table down so it doesn't flip. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Feels pretty good. Maybe feels like it's at a tiny bit too much angle. Maybe,
okay.
But I need to double check. But the distance and everything, yeah, feels all right.
Gang.
The height, like the bend of the legs and everything, feels about right. It is time to assemble the wheel, because now that we have the pedals mounted over there, in my opinion, I kind of want to just get a general idea of what we're going to do with the wheel, because this thing is heavy. This thing is very, very heavy. The podium wheelbase, this thing is no joke. Like direct drive, gears, no belts. This is a serious unit right here, and it probably weighs 25 pounds. So having to have it suspended up in the air and have it look clean at the same time, I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do it yet. So I am going to put the podium hub, onto this adapter, I think, what do they call it, quick release thing? Yep, quick release, onto the steering wheel, and get it all onto this. They provide all the hardware, and this was the thing that I didn't know that I had. I was confused about how to mount the wheel to this, but these are the pieces that you need right here. Look at this stuff. It's crazy because it's all like actual billet aluminum, like machined. It's like race car parts, exactly like race car parts. This thing is actually starting to take shape, and I'm getting excited. We got the pedals bolted down. We have the MSI computer placed in its position. See, we left this for a little tray. We'll be able to tuck our wiring and everything right in there. Finally putting up the wheel base and trying to figure out where it's gonna be. Measuring the race car again, but yeah. I think mounting the steering wheel base is gonna be one of the hardest things because it's just up in free space. I don't want to have like just a big table, or I don't know, I want it to, again, want it to look cool. So I'm thinking coming off here with some bent tube, kind of trying to make it look like a race car. So yeah, gonna place the wheel where it needs to be and then figure out how to attach it. Right now, Alec and I are in the middle of bead rolling the lower plate that the computer's gonna sit on. I know, loud. But this is the layout. The computer's gonna sit on one, and then all the wiring, the power supplies are gonna sit on the other. So we just did our first 2 bead rolls. This is our nice, cheap Harbor Freight bead roller that has been all beefed up. And yeah, we'll do another one. So what we're gonna do right now, ready? Flip it to, we're doing this?
I was gonna go this way, yep.
Got it, okay. Put it in right where it needs to be. Right there. All right, ready?
Right there.
Boom. Look at that. While Alec is working on the floor piece and bead rolling, I made this. This is the monitor mount, so it's gonna mount right on the chassis, right behind the pedals, right here. Boom. Lots of welding in that. And then the piece, we wanted to maintain this because it goes up and down and swivels in and out, and you can actually adjust the monitor on there. So I wanted to keep that. So the piece that bolts to the bottom of this actually is what bolts to the top right there. So that will go right on there. And then after that, going to start building probably some of the steering column mounts, and then see if this thing needs any other braces or additional things. But yeah, cool.